looking for new homes, looking for safe places, looking for a reliable food supply. Yet such vast movements are as nothing to what may happen in future if we do not attend to the needs of agriculture. Thanks to the media, all the world now knows that safety and a better life is to be had somewhere if you've got the guts to reach for it. In future, even places as physically remote as Australia may face refugee tides in the tens of millions, bringing profound change to our society. We will not be able to say who comes here and the manner in which they come. Only by sustaining their food supplies can we head it off. So let's be in no doubt that solving the challenge of global food security is a paramount concern for all nations and all people in the coming generations. Now, what are the solutions? They're detailed in my book, The Coming Famine, so I'll just confine myself to the big ones. First of all, we need to redouble the global investment in agricultural science. In my estimate, we ought to lift it to about $80 billion a year, twice what it is today. Then we need to add another 80 billion to get that knowledge into the hands of the 1.8 billion women and men who produce the world's food. Using the mass communication and media systems now available and ramifying through the world, I believe this to be completely achievable. So where are we going to get $160 billion from? Well, I would argue that today, agricultural spending is defence spending, for the reasons I just outlined. Just 10% of the world's weapons budget invested in agriculture would not only sustain food production, it would prevent wars and it would prevent refugee crises. So this is a sensible thing to do. An obvious way to improve global food security is to end the needless waste of half the food we currently produce. This will also spare water, nutrients, energy, soil, and human labour. However, it means redesigning our diets, our cities, and food production and distribution systems. Just to give you a feel for what it might involve, we could green our cities by mining and recycling the water and nutrients they currently waste. We could purify those and put them back into agricultural production, either urban agricultural production or take it back out onto the farm. It could involve massive urban hydroponic industries on the lines that I've indicated to protect these cities from the risk of food scarcity. Another option is an entirely new industry, biocultures, that uses organic waste to produce vegetable, microbial, fungal and animal cells in culture and turn them into healthy, novel, processed foods. Again, as cattle producers, I don't imagine you'd like that one very much, but I do urge you to consider it as a side investment because, again, those cities, immense cities, need some backup to ensure that they can produce food if there is ever a disaster. It's not going to replace what you produce. It's just going to replace the bottom grade of the food. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin by declaring a world war on waste. Let us design farm and food systems that do not waste, or if they do waste, that then reuse. Next, we need a new diet, one that involves far less energy, land, water, nutrients, and pollution. One that doesn't actually kill people with overnutrition, as does our present one. Does that sound hard? Well, not really. It means a return to the sort of fresh, balanced nutrition that our grandmothers would have recommended. Though it will contain more vegetables, the world's future diet will still contain substantial meat. It will be cleaner, healthier, safer meat, grown under natural conditions. And it will be much more expensive. It will be a rarer, finer product, yielding a better return to the producer. As grain becomes scarcer and more costly, and as large tracts of the world's grain belt become too dry for farming, I envisage that meat production will return to the grasslands and rangelands. Here it will be lower in energy intensity, grown on scientific organic principles, and profiled to changing social mores. Graziers and herders worldwide will use advanced management technology, such as precision pastoralism, to produce high-value, healthy meat while saving water, reducing grazing pressure, and restoring vegetation. The regeneration of our savannas and rangelands will lock up vast tonnages of carbon over immense tracts of the Earth's surface. I mean, you guys are the carbon managers of the future. This is a really an amazing opportunity. In the desert regions, which is the lower picture, new food systems such as greenhouses that use sunlight and seawater or salt water will be used to grow horticultural crops or stock feed. So again, we can grow things in areas that we don't currently produce. All of this is going to be part of a new world diet, one that is lighter, healthier, safer, and more sustainable. But to get consumers to eat it, to adopt it, we need to embark on the world's most ambitious educational program. We need to install 1 full year, a food year, in every junior school on the planet. A year in which every subject, maths, language, geography, science, society, and sport, is taught through the lens of food. How precious it is, and how it is produced, where it comes from, how to eat safely, thriftily, and healthily, how to help ensure it never fails. Teaching food is acceptable to all cultures and races and creeds. Teaching respect for food and how it is produced is equally so. We already have the knowledge and the means to share this information around the world. But we've got to get the food processing industry on the side, the supermarkets, the cookbook writers and nutritionists, the TV chefs, and the health departments to promote the same message. Eat well, but eat less. Eat less energy-intensive foods. Choose foods that spare our soil and water. Be happy to pay more for such good food so our farmers can protect the precious environment that produces it. Today's consumers enjoy the cheapest food in human history. It is 1/3 the price our grandparents paid for it. It is half the price our parents paid for it. It is cheap because the price has been driven down by globalisation, by powerful supermarket chains and food processors, as well as by gains in efficiency on the farm.